This podcast is part of the Game and Entertainment Network. Visit tgenetwork.net to find the latest episodes from all our shows.
It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Agronaut blog and stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belghast, and let's start the show. Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 109. And tonight, I am joined by Ashgar.
Hello.
Grace.
Hello.
Tam.
Hello.
And Thalen.
Konnichiwa.
Thalen, is this your first one back after your trip?
It is.
Wow.
Hooray, welcome back.
So
It's good to be back.
That is awesome. Like, I didn't realize that. I guess last week would have been your first one back, but then I wasn't available to record. And since I record and I haven't trained an understudy, that means we don't have a podcast. So hopefully everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend or was confused as to why half of America was off work on Monday. But anyway. Tonight, we're doing the belated May game of the month?
Yes.
Dishonored.
Yes.
So, Belle, why did you pick this game? Well, Belle, I normally ask people why they pick the game, so I'm having to ask myself. Honestly, this is a weird pick. Like, I can't 100% take total credit for it. Tam and I got into a conversation, I think, about stealth games, and it somehow wound up talking about Dishonored because it is the only stealth game I've ever really completed. And I guess that's a whole other part of this discussion as to whether or not we term this a stealth game. But yeah, so we started talking about our own experiences with the game and thought it would be a good discussion point to have to get multiple people playing it. This was my second time playing through. Tam, how many times have you played through?
This is also my second time.
So of the others in the channel, who all actually beat it?
Not me.
Okay.
I also did not beat it.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to be here to discuss it, so I only just started playing it today.
Okay. Well, you're gonna get this game spoiled for you.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure we're far past the statute of limitations on this game.
Yes.
Yeah, considering it's like a 2012 game, I think.
Something like that.
Well, and I will say that while I did not finish the game, I was interested enough in what was going on in the story that I did watch a playthrough of all the cutscenes so that I could see what happened.
Oh, cool. This will factor into that. Which did you watch, the low chaos or the high chaos?
I think it was a no kill.
Okay. So the first time I played through this game, I went on a complete and total murder spree. And I thought I was winning. I thought I was being the big damn hero and killing all the baddies. And when I got to the end of the game, I was shocked to find out that no, I was doing horrible things.
You killed a lot of people.
I did. I killed a lot of people. And I guess I didn't think in terms of, these are just average Joe guys that are just working for the government and not the evil empire. But
the vast majority of these people think that you murdered the Empress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so this is the world that this game is set in is not a friendly world.
No, it's really, really not.
No, it's really not.
And playing back through it the second time made me realize just how fucked up this world is.
It's true.
Like, it is a super dystopian world where you have the government and then you have the church in the form of
the overseers.
Yeah, the overseers. And then you have the military, and they're basically three powers, and then nobility. So you basically have four powers that are vying for control of this world.
The overseers who walk around wearing full face masks, which is totally a thing that good guys do. No, really.
Right. They're not evil. And they're creepy as shit too. Like, it's especially when they start playing their organs.
Oh god, I hate those organs
Music
so
box.
much. Oh,
Yeah.
freaking music boxes.
Well, they need
so-
some way to keep you from, just jumping around and possessing them and stuff.
Well, and
It wouldn't be fair otherwise.
I kind of get the impression that basically there's two deities struggling for control of the world, but I just don't know what the second deity is.
I don't. So
There's the outsider.
I don't
and
know
then
what the Outsiders game is.
Yeah. I don't know if he's necessarily a deity or just like a force of, I'm not even sure. Maybe
He's-
a force of chaos? I mean,
He's about as
certainly.
neutral as it's possible to get.
Yeah, I mean, but like he's super interested when we're causing massive chaos, and he's super interested when we're refraining from causing chaos.
Yeah, I mean, he's responsible for giving us power, but he's also responsible for Granny Rags. So,
And
she's
Dowd.
kind of messed up.
Endowed, yeah.
And Dowd, yeah. Like, it seems like he doesn't really necessarily care what the end result is. He just wants it to be entertaining, maybe.
Yeah, he
I don't
seems
know.
he seems to like granting people power who are going to use that power to effect change.
Honestly, like, other than the fact that he's not insane, he reminds me a lot of Sheogorath.
Yeah.
In
kinda.
that Sheogorath loves setting opposing forces against themselves just to see how it works out. And it seems like that's exactly what the outsider does, is he sets up these conflicts just to watch them resolve.
Yeah.
I think that the outsider is just eternally bored.
Yeah, I think there's nothing good on TV, so he has to make his own show.
So, like I said, the first time I played in a super murdery method, the first time, Tam, you got clean hands, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the first time I played it, I'm actually glad that we played this game again. The first time we played it, I could not get clean hands. I killed one person, and I spent hours trying to figure out how to not kill that one person and couldn't, and finally was just like, all right, well, fine. And this time I got clean hands. I, in fact, got clean hands, cleaner hands, and cleanest hands.
From the two expansions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got high chaos the first time. Like the actual high chaos achievement thing. I forget what it's called, but like the world is burning down around your shoulders.
Yeah.
This time I got just dark enough or something like that, which basically is a low chaos ending. I got a lot of individual missions where I did not kill anyone. I only managed to do that by employing sleep darts with the combat sleep darts perk.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of times that I screwed up and I saved the day because I could put somebody to sleep. I have to say it was a more interesting playthrough. Like, I really enjoyed it the first time. The second time, it felt like I'd earned good guy status.
Yeah, it is. I find it much harder to beat the game non-violently, but I feel rewarded for doing so. Even throughout the game, like people, if I do good stuff and like don't kill people, people are openly appreciative.
There was one situation that confused me though, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but I totally screwed it up. I can't think of the lady's name, the tutor that tutors Emily. Callista, yeah. The mission where you're sent after her uncle, or like to spare her uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, during the first real mission, yeah.
Yeah. So
that guy's pain.
So here's what I did is I basically slept the military guy and the uncle and thought, well, okay, I put him to sleep. Life's good. He still survived. But no, I guess
he was asleep, so he couldn't, leave.
Yeah, you gotta extract him as well.
Yeah. Basically,
he attacks me.
You walk into the room, if you break the glasses, or well, it says spill the glasses, but it breaks them. Like, everybody will ignore you and run like hell, and then you succeed.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. So I broke the glasses and then hid. I watched their conversation where they freak out about the glasses being broken.
Oh, was there an actual conversation supposed to happen? I broke the glasses and hid, and they just ran. And I reloaded multiple times to see if like I was hiding wrong or something.
It depends
And
on
finally gave
where
up.
it depends on where they are when you break the glasses, I think. But yeah, and then I slept both of those guys, and then it was like he was asleep, so I had to carry him out of the area.
Oh,
and,
like
dump him in a dumpster.
Okay, I never got a prompt saying to do anything like that. It's
Yeah,
just
he's got
like,
a little arrow, and as soon as you pick him up, like as soon as you pick up his body, it'll say deliver him to here.
Okay, so kind of like Sokolov.
Yeah, only way more annoying.
Yeah, because at least with Sokolov, you can carry him down to the boat and then ignore the fact that Sokolov is a thing.
No, you have to take him to like a dumpster back at the beginning of the level.
Put him in a dumpster?
Yeah, just leave him in a dumpster.
That's...
I had knocked out basically every single other overseer in the place, so he just ran and apparently got out fine.
Well, there you go. I really like Dowd.
I don't know if I like Dowd or not. Like, I've not played through the DLC.
The DLC is totally worth it. Because it's... The two pieces of DLC are Dowd's story concurrent with the regular game. So it opens up with you killing the Empress as Dowd. Like the very first mission is assassinate the Empress.
Yeah.
And Dowd has slightly different powers than Corvo. Actually, significantly different powers, but some similar ones. But it follows what Dowd is doing alongside the main story, and ends with like the final battle is you fighting Corvo and losing.
Like,
but you're fighting Corvo to buy somebody else time to escape. So you've gotta buy time.
Well, like I did find so like first time through I just straight up killed Dowd, like without issue. Second time through I spared him, and it was interesting listening to, his take on it. So this is the thing that I think is interesting, is you get completely different interactions based on where the chaos is currently.
Yes.
Like Dowd didn't try and bargain for his life when I did it on High Chaos at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, like so, or at least I don't remember him bargaining for his life. I remember him spouting off some sayings and then me killing him. Like it wasn't a situation of this is something that my action was the only difference. And I kind of like, I want to say that some of the other instances were slightly different too. Like as I moved along and I kept things at low chaos, the interactions were just slightly different.
People are happier and more hopeful.
Yeah.
I think the most obvious differences are with Emily.
Right, because she's super cheery and happy and remains that. Instead, she gets really dark and twisted when you start murdering people. Like, she never caught on that I was an assassin.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other one, she catches on really quickly. And she's all about me hurting the bad guys.
Yeah.
And the thing is like, I guess I didn't think anything about that because, I want to hurt the bad guys. They're the bad guys, right? Until I got to the very end, and no.
You cut a bloody swath through the city, killing and harming more people than even the people you were killing.
Yeah, but it was really fun. It was
a lot of powers that are used in interesting ways to kill people.
Right. And the thing is like if you go for one of the non-killy endings, you don't get to use any of that stuff. Like, so much of the stuff is really purposeful of blowing people away, like with a wind, or there's not many peacetime applications for some of the things.
Yeah, I've never tried the slam power or I've never used grenades or what are those?
The razor traps.
Yeah, the razor traps.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the devouring rat's power is not useful in a low chaos game.
Oh, it is amazing in a high chaos game. I've used that quite a bit.
So the first time I played it, I go for better blink and better movement basically immediately.
Yep.
That's what I did too.
And detective vision.
And detective vision. And then for my like clean hands playthrough, the first time, and I think part of the reason that I couldn't get clean hands the first time was that I went for possession. Because possession, you jump into a person, and then when you come out of them, you're behind them. And so you can just grab them. I did not realize that at level 2 time stop, people don't see you if you run past them. Because you're just going too fast. And wow, that power is fun. You just hit the button and go.
Oh, so the other instance that I noticed was completely different between high chaos and low chaos is how to resolve the Boyle Mansion.
I don't feel great about the non-violent way of finishing.
No, I don't either. It's creepy as shit.
It's super creepy.
But that's not even like the only way you could make that happen during high chaos is if you trank dart her and carry her down. Like all of the options that the game gave me in low chaos I don't remember them being there when I talked to her.
Huh, what kind of...
They were like snarky. They were like snarky responses.
Oh, like flirting with her and getting her,
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, I guess if you're in low chaos, you can flirt with her and get her to like go upstairs with you or whatever.
Yeah, go down to the cellar.
Yeah.
At which point I tranked her and put her in the boat. But
sure.
That sequence though is really freaking disturbing.
The resolution of that.
Yeah.
I like that there's a there's like a poetic justice, non-lethal way of dealing with all of your targets, but like hers rubs me the wrong way.
Well, it's super cringeworthy. Like it doesn't turn her vice against her.
Yeah.
That's okay. So this game reminds me of V is for Vendetta.
Yes.
Because you're disposing of these people by basically turning their sinister evil evil deeds and hypocrisy against them.
Yeah.
Except for her. Like, she seems like a largely innocent bystander in this.
Well, I mean, she's
not innocent, but
you don't really turn her, like, none of the stuff that, it doesn't feel quite as much like you're turning her vice against her. I mean, I guess you sort of are. I just...
Yeah, but, okay, so, like, I wouldn't wish, being trapped in the love dungeon of a creepy stalker on anyone.
So, it's technically not a creepy love dungeon of... I mean, he is a stalker, but...
Yeah, I'm just having, creative...
She's, like, gonna live in seclusion on a mansion on an island somewhere, which is not really much better. Like, I think that the priest guy, I think that's a delightfully poetic...
Oh, it's amazing.
Yes.
Like, find the priest guy and give him a heretic mark, so that by church law, he is excommunicated.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Like, I could kill him, but that would be the nice way to take care of him.
So, one of my favorite bits, so after you get captured by Dowd, and you're working your way out of that thing, if you go back to retrieve your gear, I don't know if you did that, Bell.
Mm-hmm. Both times.
Did you see who was down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ended up ultimately getting dumped in the flooded quarter.
Yeah, he just makes his way to the flooded quarters. There's nowhere else to go, and he gets the plague and is wandering around as it's a random other, like, plague zombie, Weeper, but it's in his uniform, and it looks like him.
Right.
It's like, oh.
Well, I think it's got the mark on his face.
Yeah, it's got the mark, too.
Yeah. That's how I knew it was him.
You're like, oh, well, sucks for you, dude.
The other, like, really satisfying thing was after you broadcast the bit about the High Regent, the Spy Master, the guards break in to arrest him.
Yeah, him getting arrested when you broadcast his crimes to everyone. I think that was cool.
But I think this is probably the best V video game that's not a V video game.
I can see that. Yeah, part of what I really like about this is part of what I like about stealth games in general is it is so much more work to be stealthy and silent and in and out like a ghost, but it's so satisfying.
I'm of the opinion that a good stealth game is basically a puzzle game.
Yeah.
It's like you have limited resources and specific goals, and you have to find the path to complete that goal with the resources you have.
Yeah.
I actually have to say that is what I don't like about this game and stealth games in general. it feels like I recognize that it's a thing that a lot of people like, the tense feeling that you have trying to figure out how to do this without getting seen, without getting caught. And I kind of hate it.
Stresses you out.
Stresses me out a whole, yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
It does me too. Like, that's why I said I used a lot of sleep darts to unscrew up my mistakes. Especially like the most tense moment for me is when you have somehow ended up at a high vantage point and now you're having to leap your way across the map, but I'm never certain of what exactly path I should take, and I'm always afraid if I give up the high ground, how the hell am I going to get back there?
Yeah, I basically go straight to as high as I can possibly get, as fast as I possibly can, and make my way around that way.
I'm used to this game is stick to the standard and nobody ever looks up.
It's true, except for Dowdsmen. Well, they don't really look up, but they are posted on rooftops at high vantage points, just like you are. And I was like, oh, you dicks.
There were a lot of guards that would hear me moving around, and they wouldn't necessarily see me, but they'd go up 1 or 2 alerts.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the thing about this game, like, I have mixed feelings about stealth games, and in general, I dislike them. Sometimes I like a stealth playstyle, like using a sniper rifle in Fallout, but I like to be able to take care of my problems from a distance, and this game had just way too much of I have to get right up on people to take them out for me.
Okay, that goes away once you get sleep darts.
I got sleep darts, but
Sleep
I never...
dart early, but
You're
never
very
had a lot
limited.
of them.
Yeah, you're very limited in your sleep dart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was a problem, and so I ended up, constantly screwing up and then killing people, and sort of knowing I was going down a bad path and being frustrated. And it's like, I think that this world is interesting and I really want to see what's happening, but if I keep playing this game, I'm going to get really mad.
I can see that. Especially, like, I played it in the gleeful, murder-happy way without realizing I was causing a horrible thing to happen. But now that I know that the what's going to happen based on that, I don't want to play like that anymore.
Well, and even if I hadn't known that something bad was happening to the outcome because of that, I think I still would have gotten frustrated because, I can kill people, but it's with a sword, and that's not very fun for me. Like, I like to murder people from a distance.
Yeah.
For me, the game did hit those notes, though. As swords and magic.
Well, and you really don't have a good magical attack that you use in lieu of a sword. You're gonna
because you have blink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna run out of mana before you really can get very far by casting like Whirlwind or whatever.
The sword fighting is really cool too. Like for a first person game, it does super lack the deal with things at range, but the up close and personal combat is surprisingly good. Most melee and first person games isn't awesome.
It felt, pretty visceral and like the blocking mechanic and thing, like it seemed like it was pretty responsive. I'm not a melee fan.
Yeah. I'm really go ahead.
I was gonna say the bane of my existence in this game though are the tall boys.
Those didn't bother me that much because I just ignored them and moved around them because you can't do anything you can't knock them out. So
yeah,
I'm actually really, really looking forward to the sequel because of who your characters are, for one. Because Corvo makes a return as the older master assassin, and your other playable character is Emily.
Which kind of tells me that more than likely the high chaos ending is the true ending.
I don't know. It'll be really interesting to see. But I know that her thing is more shadow magic versus his up close and personal. And so I'm kind of hoping that she has more range to take down stuff. I know she has shadows that eat people. That was a cool E3 video.
I like the world a lot as far as the whole steampunk age of sail.
Whale
Yeah.
punk.
Whale punk, yeah.
Whale punk, like it. Yeah, it's a really neat. It's a neat take, I think.
Well, and they carry it through all the way. Like it's they've done it really well. Like everything in that world makes sense within the context of that world. And I love the Pratchett jellied eels all over the place.
God, Dishonored is one of those games where I am not inspired, much like Fallout, not inspired to eat any of the food I find.
No, I do not want to eat canned hagfish.
Brine
Thank you.
hagfish.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious.
No. Those things are like 99% slime. No.
They're just mucus.
I was perfectly fine eating apricot tarts.
Yeah, that's about it. Sometimes I play a game and I see the food in that game and I think, man, I want to eat that food. I'm hungry. Not Dishonored.
The thing that like really kind of sickened me a little bit is the fact that all of the whale oil machines are constantly drooling whale oil.
They're really inefficient.
Well, there's a lot of whales out there. They're a renewable resource.
Their whales are terrifying, by the way.
Yeah.
Their wolfhounds are terrifying too. Like it's not a happy world.
Yeah. Their wolfhounds, though, at least their wolfhounds aren't like giant tentacle Cthulhu monsters.
Yeah.
But that makes things happy.
Those whales, man, they're terrifying.
I will say I want to know more about the world. Because, like, you get little vignettes of what all is going on in the world, and, like, it's a really interesting sounding world.
Yeah, and finding all the books and stuff to read are really interesting.
Well, and that continent that they're constantly mentioning, where, like, the outsider basically, the people worship the outsider, is obviously a lost continent, but in many ways, it reminds me of Fallen London. And I think that's why I like it.
I think that's why I liked Fallen London. It reminded me of Dishonored. So the heart. Did anybody use the heart much?
All the time, and it says some really creepy shit about people.
I came to a conclusion very quickly as to whose heart that originally was.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, especially with some of the stuff that Granny Rags says. Granny Rags says stuff about the Empress, whose soul still doesn't rest. And you're like, oh.
Uh-huh. And, like, right after you get the heart, there's, like, a book in Pierrot's office talking about hearts and about if a part of the soul is in it, and if the heart keeps beating, is the soul, like, stuck within it? And, that's a yes.
Yeah, and I felt bad using it, but at the same time, I wanted to find those runes.
Yeah, I felt bad about that art. So the DLC is really interesting because it tells, like I was saying, it tells this parallel story with Dowd. And one of the things is, like, Dowd's got his mess of spies. One of the powers you get as Dowd is summon a spy who will, like, come in and fight for you. Or, if there's nothing else going on, appear and make snarky comments. Which is mostly what I used them for. But they were pretty funny about that. I feel like some of the best levels are the Dowd levels because they're really, like, compact and doing interesting things. But I really like some of the crazy things you get up to, like crossing that one bridge.
Yes.
Which is a huge tower bridge.
Well, it reminds me of the bridge that you cross in Wolfenstein New Order. So, like, I kept having flashbacks to that game.
Similar design. They have this, like, super ultra goth architecture. Where everything are these, like, big looming arches.
I think my favorite aspect of the game is the fact that in a lot of the areas there were 3, 4, maybe 5 separate paths that all led to the objective. Like, there were lots of ways into a building or, over an objective.
Yeah. You can get in and around really easily. Or not easily, but in a variety of interesting ways.
Yes.
And there's hidden stuff everywhere. Hidden runes, hidden books, those charms.
Honestly, I mostly just felt really bad for the populace of this world.
It's not a great place to live.
No, like, and the ultimate ending of the game nobody's really a hero. Like, even the people that look like they're heroes are not heroes. Everyone seems to be out for themselves.
I mean, at least you put Emily on the throne.
Yeah, but I mean, you're doing it out of goodness, but I mean,
and apparently a few years later she'll be summoning shadows to eat people. So
yeah, exactly.
Is
Like,
that really a win?
But I'm not really sure how that happens.
yeah, I question how successful we were. But like, the entire setting is super oppressive to anyone that is not nobility, which admittedly is not that dissimilar from, certain times in history.
Or in a gang. Could probably be in a gang.
I actually like Slackjaw.
Did you save him?
Absolutely. Because, like, Granny Rags really started to creep me the hell out.
Oh, she's super creepy.
She is an amazing sort of villain. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if she's really a villain, because she very obviously had some bad shit go down in her past. So
creepy, though.
she has every right to be a scornful practitioner of magic. But by the same token, she's absolutely not playing on Team Good Guy.
No, not even a little bit. Granny Rags is super creepy.
So in Clean Hands, do you have to not poison the still?
No, you can poison the still. Yeah, you can get away with poisoning the still. What you can't do is you can't save Slackjaw.
Really?
Because if you trank Granny Rags, she doesn't take it well, basically, and fights you.
Right. But you can... Okay, so I didn't do this, but it seemed like you could reason that you could eventually burn the locket and then trank her. I wonder if that works.
It might. I've never successfully done it. I just snuck in there, stole her key, and left. I was like, sorry.
Well, because the thing is like, when you trank her, she breaks down into rats and then regenerates again. And burning the locket stops her regeneration.
But that means that she dies.
Yeah, I guess. I think she should die, probably, for the safety of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... I wouldn't call it a problem. One less Granny Rags is probably not terrible for everybody involved.
I mean, she definitely seems like the child-eating type of, Dark Witch.
I mean, yeah.
Honestly, like, I think my favorite character in the game is probably Samuel.
I love Samuel.
Like, he's the one I feel the most genuinely 100% good about.
He hates the shit out of you if you do High Chaos, though.
Yes, he does. He is not happy with you.
He's super, super awesome if you don't.
Well, he's constantly commenting on you if you're doing High Chaos.
So, I've heard that if you do High Chaos, when you land on the beach in the last mission, he fires a flare to warn everybody.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep. And it's a completely different layout.
Oh,
like, yeah, not layout of the building, but like the way the mobs are laid out is completely different. It's much higher packed, because at that point they know you're coming for them.
Wow.
There's like way more tall boys and like, have you seen the High Chaos ending?
I haven't.
So what happens is Havelock is basically trying to bargain with you to save his life, to keep you from killing him, and he basically threatens to drop Emily off the edge of the tower.
Oh, shit.
And you have to kill Havelock, and then the game goes into the sequence where you run over to the edge and barely catch Emily before she drops down below.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's totally different ending.
Yeah. Yeah, he gives up if you're the... He, like, turns himself in the low chaos ending.
I just slept him.
You just what?
I just slept him.
Yeah.
Slept him, went up and rescued Emily, and, life was good. Although I'm not sure, like, he had already murdered the other guy.
Both of them. The noble and the priest.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if there's a way where they actually see justice other than him killing them.
Oh, is it possible to not rescue the priest guy? And, like, not have him around for the rest of the game?
Maybe? I know, like, I know it's absolutely possible to not rescue the two scientists.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was watching, just to refresh myself on what the High Chaos ending looked like, I watched some YouTubes of it. And in one of them, Actually, in A Clean Hands, they didn't rescue the two scientists, Sokolov and Pietro or whatever.
Whoops.
Yeah, like it was weird because it still showed the same scene about you changing the face of the future, where they're basically all excited for the work that they're doing. Well, in that scene, it still shows the same lab, but nobody's in it.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, the only one I felt bad about was, like I said, the tutor's uncle, because I thought I was doing okay, and I didn't realize I needed to get him off the grounds.
Yeah. I like Callista. I like all of the, like, secondary people in your base.
And it really bummed me out that some of them died.
Yeah. I think, at the very least, what is it, 2 of them? The butler and the head maid?
Yeah.
It was really depressing to find that out.
Yeah. You can save everybody else, but you can't save those 2.
Well, the heart told me that the butler was a jerk. Although, I kind of wondered if it was like generic using the heart on poor people stuff.
Maybe.
Because some of it didn't entirely make sense.
You get some generic maid commentary as well for some of the others. I like what's-her-name with the hat. She's like, hey, this is all going to go super bad. And FYI, I've got a hidey hole nearby. Like, you should get a key.
So mentally, that was Vexa in my head. I'm really looking forward to 2. Like, this is one of those games that I had remembered at being really good, but playing back through it, it was a better game than I remembered.
I found it a lot easier than I remembered, but I also play a lot of stealth games, so they give you a lot of really powerful tools.
Yeah, Blink is extremely powerful because you can skirt along rooftops, you can hop up on, air conditioners, and I found it weird that they had air conditioners in this setting, or at least ventilation systems.
Yeah, because they just move air around. There's a lot of really weird technology.
The security pylons and the walls of light were interesting. But I guess, like, that's part of the problem I have with this world is, like, if you are in a world where you need security pylons and walls of light, that tells me a lot of bad things about your world.
It's really true.
Man, and I have a feeling maybe all these other foreign nations are trying to infiltrate, or like that there's a good sound reason for it, but it is absolutely a police state.
Oh yeah. And a really nasty one. Like, a wall of light is not a nice thing.
No.
So, okay, so the thing that's hinted at massively during the game, I'm not sure if it was ever 100% cleared up and said yes, that Emily is Corvo's daughter.
There's just a lot of supposition about that.
Well, like, she draws a picture that says daddy, and it's obviously supposed to be you. And I don't know if she's just latched on to you as a father figure, or if, no, really, this is your daughter.
Yeah. But you'd think that more people would know? Like, even the spy master is, like, speculating.
Yeah.
Which sort of makes you wonder, like, how did that slip by people? I'm kind of sad that you don't get more time with the Empress, because she seemed really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she seemed like she was trying to make the best of a horrible situation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she is doomed by the introduction.
Oh, say again?
Unfortunately, she is doomed by the introduction.
Yeah, it's pretty much true.
Yep, she falls victim to plot.
In the first Dowd mission, it's there's this back and forth that happens because Corvo's not supposed to be there. And Corvo gets back early, and so like Dowd rolls up and is like, "Wait, what? The Protector's not supposed to be here. Crap. Well, I guess we're doing this anyway." I did find something I dislike more than the music box overseers in the expansion. Bring more witches.
Oh, okay. So does the expansion set up basically the second DLC?
Yes, the first expansion is the first and second expansion are a single story.
Okay.
And yeah, as it turns out, dealing with like legit magic users sucks. They're like these crazy druid-ish magic users, and they will mess your shit right up.
See, See, now I want to play the game where I can be a crazy druid magic user in this world and mess shit up. Like, that sounds like that's the game that I want to play.
It would be a cool game. I would play that game. Do, like, crazy rituals and, like, zap people with, like, they throw thorns at you. They, like, have, like, plant things that shoot thorns at you. It sucks. And, of course, they teleport around because they have all of your same powers.
So is the Outsider talked about a lot in the expansions?
The Outsider talks to Dowd, because the Outsider's who gave Dowd all his powers. So there's a lot of back and forth about... There's actually a lot more about what the Outsider is up to, and, like, it kind of opens up with, hey, Dowd, you've been kind of boring me, so I stopped paying attention to you, but you might do something interesting, so here's a tidbit. Maybe you could do something interesting with it.
You're making him sound even more like Sheogorath.
Yeah, like it's totally Sheogorath. I mean, it's just not crazy.
Yeah, except that he acts totally sane.
It's like Sheogorath, but with Jiggalag's logic.
Yeah, he's real creepy.
Well, yeah.
It's interesting playing as Dowd at a point where he's out of the Outsider's favor, and is like trying to get back into it. / also give the finger to the Outsider, because fuck that guy.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I want the Outsider's favor.
Also in the DLC, it's interesting because if you are going the clean hands route, as I did, your other assassins are like, is Dowd going soft? They lose faith in you for not killing people.
So, okay, here's the thing I don't understand. Is the Overseer, or not Overseer, the Outsider makes it sound like him giving his gift is a rare thing.
Yes, he actually tells you how many people have it.
But all of Dowd's assassin buddies seem to have some of the same abilities. So how did that happen?
Dowd taught them how to use it.
So it's something that can be transferred because, like...
The power that Dowd and one other... Apparently you can teach other people how to use the power. It's just Corvo never does.
Oh. Well, like, so Sokolov has spent all this time going over the runes and trying to figure out how to use the power himself.
Yep.
Like, you would think at some point he would have stumbled on how to do it.
You've got to be taught by a practitioner, which is how Dowd teaches all of his other people and how the witches all learn. Because there's one person with the Overseer's favor or the Outsider's favor who can teach them, but the Outsider thinks Sokolov is boring, and so doesn't give any power to anybody who might favor showing Sokolov what's up. I think that in the DLC he says there's only 6 people.
Granny Rags obviously was one of them.
Yeah, it's like Granny Rags, Corvo, Dowd, one of the people in the Brigmore Witches. I don't know who the other 2 would be.
Maybe one of the original Overseers?
Might be.
That would be pretty funny.
Would be super funny.
Since their whole thing is the Outsider is awful and we must destroy all.
Well, I mean, why would they think that if they somebody eventually hadn't had experience with the Outsider for real? And it would also make sense how they know how to, basically interrupt it with the damn music boxes.
Well, from what I understand, it seems like basically all of this crazy whale punk technology like shows up in dreams that are inspired by the Outsider. So presumably that came from him too. Like the heart makes that explicitly clear if you use it on Piero.
Because he just has he's always making stuff from dreams and can't ever stop.
Yeah, and those dreams are explicitly sent by the Outsider, so he's responsible for everything. It's all his fault.
I do get the impression that pretty much all of this mess is the Outsider messing with people.
Yeah. He's the traditional board god.
Yeah.
But I do wonder if he's unique to, like, Dunwall or, the continent that, originally had his influence, or if this is a general phenomenon across all of the other nations.
Yeah, like, are there other people like him?
Yeah, is he unique? Are there others? What are his origins?
It's probably not great for anybody.
Probably not.
I mean, someone had to have created the weird-ass Cthulhu whales.
It was me.
That might just be what whales are like in this world.
The whales are... You find out a whole lot more about whales in the DLC. And you feel
They
like...
have started in like a Final Fantasy type universe where wildlife is just awful.
I mean, it's pretty much true. Wildlife is... Pretty much all the wildlife you run into is terrible in this game. There's like killer fish, those terrifying dogs.
God,
horror
eels
whales.
even are nightmarish.
The what?
Eels.
Eels are nightmarish in real life, so
Yeah, but like real eels don't have like jaws. Like
Wait,
not
what?
like teeth-filled angry jaws.
some do.
Yeah.
well,
they
okay.
kinda
Yeah,
do.
so some do.
That's
That's totally...
quite a few do.
That's totally a thing with eels. They've got like jaws with teeth.
Especially when you get into the eels that live down in the depths where it's dark all the time. And
Yeah, you're
like,
right.
They have teeth that don't fit in their mouth.
I'm thinking more of the giant worm-looking eels that people eat from rivers.
Okay, I don't think freshwater eels... They may not have teeth.
They do have teeth.
Okay.
like I think most,
It's not the
pretty much
horrible
all of them
nightmare
have
teeth.
teeth.
Right. It's not like a gulper eel.
Yeah.
Why did I Google image search that?
I don't know why you Google image search that.
My work
Hello,
here's done.
nightmares.
I chose to use the description "crazy nightmare teeth." It was for a
Oh
reason.
my god, this thing is terrifying. Why did you put that in my brain?
You're welcome.
Grace is on the side of the whales.
Where does this thing live and how can I never go there?
It lives on the bottom of the ocean, so you're probably fairly safe.
Okay. with
Okay.
this.
Okay, it can
Not-
stay down there.
You're not going to go down there.
Not
It can
anymore.
stay down there. Sure as hell won't now.
Yeah.
Well, this conversation has descended into madness.
Oh man, those eels. Wow.
I'm responsible, but I am not sorry.
I know.
It amuses me that the sixth response from Google for gulper eel is World of Warcraft.
Wow.
You can fish for them.
Ugh, no thank
Well,
you.
that's what they get for having an oceanographer as a dev.
The icon definitely has teeth.
It'll bite you.
But anyway, do we have anything else pertinent to this game that we want to talk about? Because I'm going to have to, look at a lot of kittens and stuff to get that out of my mind.
I think
cute.
gulper eels is probably a good note to end on.
Yeah.
I've seen much more nightmarish deep sea creatures than that.
Oh,
so
I know. That's just a new one. It's gonna go onto the pile.
Yeah, Fangtooth is whatever those things are.
I feel like I have much more work to do here, and I am looking forward to it.
Shit on the bottom of the ocean is truly disturbing, like alien disturbing.
yeah,
Yep.
pretty much all of it.
So I'm looking on the topic of fish. I'm looking at the achievements that I got. And I didn't realize that I'd gotten alive without breath, which is you possessed a fish. And I'm trying to think of when I did that.
I'm wondering if you did that accidentally.
Maybe. Accidentally possessing a fish seems like a thing that you could only do in a video game.
Well, it makes me wonder if, there are some of the places that you can get into with that ability.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, maybe you can get into the sewer levels early.
Yeah. I know that there's a bunch of places you can get in if you possess rats,
Yeah.
which is totally worthwhile.
Okay, so it is now June and not May. Thalen, what are we going to play during the month of June?
All right. For the month of June, the AggroChat Game Club Game of the Month will be Chroma Squad, the game of running a Super Sentai show, i.e. Power Rangers. When I saw it in my Steam list some months back, and it looked remarkably entertaining, so I checked it out and determined that it is not garbage, at least starting out. So yeah,
It's a tactical RPG in which you play as stunt actors who are the Power Rangers.
yes,
Wow.
That's amazing.
I looked up the original image that we were talking about before the show, and that does look super Power Rangery.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
It was a thing.
I'm zero shocked that they had to change it. And I guess they now have a line that says inspired by Saban's Power Rangers.
Just in case.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm looking at the latest image, and it says that. It should be
That's
interesting.
probably a condition of their settlement.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I was just old enough to not really get hit by the Power Rangers. I mean, I've watched quite a bit of it.
I was the right age to figure out when the first Power Ranger show was on here.
Yeah,
in the US.
same.
Yeah, I was marginally too old, I guess.
Yeah, like, I mean, I watched it. It was on when I was in high school. And, like, I would occasionally watch episodes, and the live-action portion drove me insane. Not live-action, but you know what I mean? Like,
the American portion.
The Americanized portion drove me insane.
I don't know if you follow it's Comics Alliance is where Chris Sims has been reviewing Power Rangers and has been each week going over an episode of Power Rangers and also the episode or episodes of the original Super Sentai show that were used for that episode of Power Rangers. The Japanese the original Japanese show is amazing.
Like, I'm all about, like, that style of show. I watched a lot of Ultraman, but yeah, it was just like the Americanized version, or the Americanized portions of the show mostly drove me insane. And it was mostly Skull and
Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, in America, the Power Rangers are teens with attitude. In Japan, they were like ancient royalty from dinosaur times.
Oh.
And Rita Repulsa, who in Japan is Bandora, literally worships Satan. Literal Satan.
Actual Satan.
Like,
Yeah.
in one episode, she summons him. And that's when we find out that the Megazord is in fact God.
Well,
Okay.
Judeo-Christian mythology is really funny when seen through the lens of somebody who's like, I don't really get it.
So yeah, we're basically going to be managing a team with Robo Jesus, is what I'm hearing during this month.
Chroma Squad.
It should be interesting. I kind of like got the impression earlier that it's a little tongue in cheek. So
I'm okay with this.
I'm okay with
I
that.
played like the first 2 episodes, and yeah, it definitely is.
Anyway, anything else we want to talk about before we get off here? I will take that long silence that's going to get edited out as a no. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the show. We would love to hear your thoughts on Dishonored if you played it.
Hey, Kodra, this is your opportunity to comment.
Yes.
Because I know you have comments, and I know you're not around.
Yeah. But anyway, we will see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night and sweet dreams of gulper eels.
So wrong.